Good morning everybody, and once again welcome back to the channel. In this particular video I would love to show you on how you can get started with MCP server, especially Trino. So this particular MCP server, Trino MCP server, is going to talk to our Amazon S3 table buckets where our managed iceberg tables are sitting. And the way this works is it's gonna go through the Glue IRCC endpoints. So if you are curious and if you want to learn about how to get started, this is the video which will guide you on how to set up Trino MCP server working with Amazon S3 table buckets. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So before I begin the lab, I do want to point out this Medium blog and thank you for all the claps on the article. And again, all the code resources and steps are mentioned here. And in this video, I'll walk you over these steps. So now let's get started with a small lab. Alright, so now let's get started. So we need an Amazon S3 table buckets. I already have a table bucket called Dev. This is a database that I'm going to use, my database, and let's create a managed iceberg table. For this, I'll use Athena so that I can just quickly populate a sample table for you. As you can see, I have a daily sales, and let me just insert some data points into it, just so we can learn how things are working together, right? And you can see I'm inserting some data right now into this. So gonna do a preview table and I should see those records coming up on Athena console, right? Again, perfect. So step one, go ahead and make sure you have some data that you can play with. I already have created. If you don't have a data, just use Athena to create one. The next step is now we're gonna see the Trino integration part. All right, so the step two, right? Trino. Okay, so you can see I have Trino running locally. Very simple Docker compose command. I'm using Trino 475. That's the one usually stable and it works very well with S3 table buckets, right? Now here is the iceberg.property. Again, you can name it anything, right? So the most important are these configuration, right? Connector name is iceberg. I'm gonna be using a REST catalog. This is the IRC endpoint, glue.useast1.amazon.aws.com/iceberg. This is the warehouse. The warehouse usually follow a pattern where it says account name, the catalog, and the bucket name. Okay, good. All right. And then just some bunch of parameters. And the most important part, we need to set the credentials over here. I'm gonna pause the video, set the credential, and then gonna spin up the stack using Docker compose up -- build. Let me pause the video right here. All right, so I was able to spin up the container relatively faster, and you can see if I go to inside the Trino container, and if I do Trino, here you can see I can see the Trino shell, and I can do show catalogs. And I should be able to see my iceberg catalog. Congratulations. So the connectivity part is great. You are able to configure your Trino locally and it's able to connect to the S3 table buckets via the Glue IRC endpoint. Now let's take the look at the MCP part. All right, before we go to MCP, we just need to install this library. So just make sure if you are using a Mac, you can do brew install TUANNVM/MCP/MCP Trino. And if you're using Apple Silicon, make sure you use this command because I know I had a hard time when I was trying to get it work. Okay, so just want to add that as a note. So assuming you have done it, because I've already done that, now let me walk you over the next step. So again, you might be using Cloud Desktop or GitHub Copilot, whatever it is, I'm gonna walk you over it. Okay, so here you can click on the GitHub Copilot icon. You will see this icon over here. You will see a settings icon, click on that, and then you can see add more tools, click on that particular one. Okay. Now let me walk you over this setting, relatively very simple, okay? So inside server, you can add as many MCP server you want, DuckDB, Trino, whatever you like, right? File system, right? This is the command mcp-trino, and these are the environment variable. Of course, if you have your Trino running on EMR, just put the endpoint, right? If it's using HTTPS, make sure the port is 443, simple as that. So I'm doing it localhost, I'm running it on localhost, 8080, admin, right? And then this is the catalog, iceberg. And the schema that I'm interested in is my database. Again, this is optional. You don't have to. So if you can see on my Amazon S3 table buckets, I have a my database here, right? So that's why I'm saying, hey, I specifically want to use this one, okay? And that's about it. Now, once you're done that, click on save. And then if you are on the tab, so make sure you go to agent mode over here. And then you can just say, let me just try this out because I know I have tried it out. So I can say, hey, are you connected to Trino MCP server, and can you show me what tables do you have inside, let me see, what's the name, my _ database, okay? So inside my underscore database, let's see if it understands. So I gave them a prompt like, hey, can you figure out what tables do you see? So now it's basically going to my iceberg. This is executing on the Trino, right? So schema, now I'll just do continue if I of course feel that this is the right command. And then you can say, yes, I'm connected to Trino, and now it's actually, it found the daily sales table, as you can see, right? So amazing, right? So the connectivity part is all set, right? As you can see, these are of course the column and the data type. And of course, if you can also ask to like query it. So to verify that, if you want, you can actually head over to localhost. I believe 8080 is where the Trino would be running. Let's do admin. And I believe if you do, just give me one sec, you should be able to see the queries here. See, describe iceberg daily sales. So you can see all the queries that were executed, right? So congratulations, you got your Trino, Amazon S3 table buckets, and the MCP server all set up. And it's literally that easy. It's not difficult. So I hope you have enjoyed the guide. I hope you found this useful. If so, make sure to give a like, subscribe, show some love in the comment section below. And until then, keep smiling, keep programming, and I'll see you in the next video.